Today we'll talk about the human DNA, and to do that we need to first know how the DNA forms and what are the components. So let us take a quarter circle. The regular circle has circumference 22 and diameter 7. So a quarter circle obviously will have an arc of 11 by 2. The quarter circle will have an angle of 90, and of course the radius or vyasartha will be naturally 7 by 2, and thus making the ja 7 by 2 root 2 and koti ja also 7 by 2 root 2. Now let us look at a semicircle. Semicircle obviously will have an arc of 11 because full circle is 22, half circle will be 11, and diameter obviously will be 7. And of course the angle will be 180, and the ja will be 7 because ja and radius both are same here, right? That's the basically koti ja could also be half the size of ja or vyasa. So this is the semicircle. Now let us move on to the third, the three-quarter circle. What if we have a circle with the 3 quarters full, not full circle, but 1/4 less full circle, or 3 quarters. So what will be the arc of this circle? That circle will have 11 plus 11 by 2, right? So 11 plus 11 by 2 is 33 by 2. So the ja will be 7 by root 2, I think. Koti ja will also be same, and of course the radius naturally will be 7 by 2 as usual, or ardha vyasa. You call radius vyasardha or ardha vyasa. Now let us go to the full circle. Full circle is the most common thing we can encounter. That is the standard circle. It will have a circumference of 22 and a diameter of 7, and of course the angle will be 360, and the diameter or vyasa will be 7 naturally. Arc will be 22. So that's a full circle. Now let us see how these can be represented in a cyclical format. You know, the cyclical format is like a circle. It can be represented in coordinate system with vertical axis being the amplitude, and the displacement over time or over angle is the angle or even the distance basically, and we can as well talk in terms of angle also, because this is cyclical. The sine wave, to begin with, it will be sine 0 will be 0, sine 90 will be 1, sine 180 is 0, sine 270 is again minus 1. right? Sine 270, because it enters the negative quadrant. So what will be the arc for this? The total displacement. What will be the total displacement? Not exactly displacement in the coordinate system, but we would say this is the point. The point on the circle, what shape it will describe and how much length it will describe. So arc will be naturally 33/2, and angle will be 270, and the amplitude will be varying between +1 to -1. Yeah, so that is the what do you call cyclical representation, polar coordinates as we call them. So next, if you look at this diagram, we have a sine wave, ascending sine wave, which is starting at 0 degrees and going on, going to an amplitude of 1, and then 0, and then -1, one sine curve, and there is a superimposed sine curve, which is a descending one, in the sense its starting point is descending into the negative quadrant. So it will take -0, -1, 0, and +1. So this is the superimposition of two sine waves. And of course, if you take the total arc length, it will be 2 into 33/2, that is 33. So this consists of basically one full strand and one half strand, one full circle and one half circle. And now let us look at the fourth one. And the last time we didn't discuss much about this. This null koti, or what we say, if you think in terms of koti is 11, number 11. So null koti will be, in my language, it will be four 11s, or Chatushkoti in Sanskrit we can call it. It is 44. So this is basically, we are not stopping at the 270 degrees. We are going on, this point, or the two sine curves are full now, not half as we had, not 3/4 as we had earlier. So how does it look like if you superimpose two full curves, like not stopping at 270 degrees, proceeding on to 360 degrees? This is how they will look like. The total arc length will be 22 each, two full sine curves, and superimposed on one another, and one will be starting with 0 to +1, 0, -1, and 0. The other one will start at 0, proceeds to -1, 0, +1, and 0. So basically it is like a standing wave. In the language of waves, we call this a standing wave. So like if you take a rope and create a ripple with that, and the other end is stationary, then it will ripple back. That's called a standing wave. And let us see, this is a very interesting diagram. This was a message sent to the aliens by the famous scientist Carl Sagan, in the hope that someone out there, if there is an intelligence life out there, they will see this and they will respond. So in this, he has clearly given the DNA of human race as one full strand and one half strand. And in reply, he got one half, three strands, and on one side, and on the other side one full strand and the other half strand. But in my opinion, the next future generation will be like two full strands. Future generation will have two full strands instead of one full and one half strand as we have now.